Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, we'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 3 of the anime series, Amaama to Inazuma, and yet another sweet episode with the adorable Tsumugi just being adorable and almost tugging at the heartstrings in this episode. I gotta admit, the whole idea of, I guess you could kind of call him the class bully, the little black-haired boy who was calling her drawings poop in a previous episode and getting up her ire and everything like that. In this episode, as we see, he accuses her of stealing the other students' clay and everything, and her two sort of girlfriends in the class had actually decided to gift it to her, or at least lend it to her, that kind of thing. And she really is feeling so bad about this. She really feels like she let her daddy down. And it takes some convincing on his part, on Kohei's part, to really let her understand that, no, you're not a bad girl. You didn't do anything wrong, She's really, really just stricken after being accused and having sort of a falling out with the boy where she inadvertently scratches him and everything. And she's just, it's a very childlike sort of reaction to have where you think you did something wrong, you think you're a disappointment and that kind of thing. And I mean, to Kohei's benefit, you have basically Katori telling him, you have to listen to her, you have to open your ears. It's not good enough to just say, oh, it's okay, and try to shoo it off to the side, that she has these concerns. You have to be there for her. You have to actually make sort of an effort and let her really understand, let her really know, let her come down off of this shock where she feels like she's just the worst thing in the world, so that she can understand she's not, she didn't do something wrong. And all of the moments between father and daughter in this series are just beautiful to me, and there's a bittersweetness about them. But there is always, much like the alternate title to the series, Sweetness and Lightning, there are both of those facets all throughout the characterization in this series, and we even see sort of hints of that in Katori's own life. Her mother is going to be on the live news broadcast in the morning because she's going to be part of a game show later in the evening. She's wearing a sailor outfit that Katori is just like completely and utterly embarrassed by and everything like that. She's complaining to her teacher Kohei and everything during the in-between classes at school, such like that, while she's having another sort of weird bread bun kind of snack kind of thing. And again, it's my favorite thing about this series, the characters and the dynamics between them, how they come together, and the idea that here little Tsumugi, she's trying to make a clay Hamburg steak because she's so excited about that. She wants to do this to celebrate Daddy's birthday. And he's so absent-minded, he completely forgot that's what day it was by the time he finally gets to Katori's restaurant and they're making the real deal, the genuine article Hamburg steak. It's just, I love seeing them going through the process of trying to figure out the recipes, and of course, they can't really make head nor tail out of Katori's mother's drawings and such like that. She drew it for the kid who's not going to be cooking anyway, and they're looking at it like, okay, slicing up the onions and everything. And Kohei's completely, absolutely like dumbstruck that he could do it correctly, and he makes the little cubes. I mean, again, I'm just smiling and chuckling, and it really, really ramped up the heartstring tugging when little Tsumugi is sitting there, and even them preparing the food, even them getting the recipe together, isn't enough to break her out of her sulking and feeling so distraught and so bad. And when she finally breaks down and she cries, I mean, it's almost like a two-part 1-2 punch, like, first she's being told by Daddy Kohei, no, you're not a bad girl, and then the first bite of the Hamburg steak, and she breaks down crying, and she grabs him because I think in that moment it's encapsulated, with this sensation on Tsumugi's part that she's not worthy of this, that she's so bad. She thought she did something wrong by not giving the clay back. Kohei basically had told her, well, why don't we just buy some clay? You can give those, chunks of clay that your, fellow classmates gave you as a gift or whatever, lend it to you, whatever their plans were. We can give it back to them, and you'll have your own clay. You'll just have a lot of it. And, she's really trying to understand. She's a child. She's growing up, and she's trying to understand. And it's just so sweet. And so, this show affords so many thumbnail possibilities at every moment because of the characters' reactions and everything like that. Tsumugi, it's like every episode, there's at least 6 shots of her facial expressions. It's like, okay, that's a thumbnail. And I like that we actually got a funny reaction from Kotori toward the opening of the episode when she sees her mother on the news and everything like that. These characters are endearing immediately. They're immediately, attractive in their hilarity, their pathos, their relatability, and their depth, and just the camaraderie that has been forged between them. I love seeing them working together. I love how elated Kotori was, seeing, how happy Tsumugi was, and realizing, that Kohei is trying his very best to make his little girl happy at every step, in every moment. And so, yeah, just another great episode with a lot of, again, relatability and tugging at the heartstrings and smiles all around by the end. And I love this series. I love every episode thus far. I can't wait to see more. And I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of episode 3 of Amaama to Inazuma, if you've seen it as well. If, you agree with me, Tsumugi for the win, 6 ways to Sunday. If it left anything to be desired, anything goes in the comments below. Love it or hate it, just love having that conversation. So yeah, otherwise that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Bring on the next one, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.